Dive into it, guys, because we got a lot to get to. We got some fake trades, some Cavs, some Browns, all of the above, and we have a special in-studio guest joining us later in the show. But we're going to start with the Cavs and a trade deadline preview for your Cleveland Cavaliers. You can experience Cleveland Charge basketball, though, this weekend at Public Hall. The Cleveland Charge is the G League affiliate of the Cleveland Cavaliers. They have two-way players currently with the Cavs, like Naquan Tomlin, who may not be a two-way player for much longer, and Tristan Enaruma, showcasing the G League talent, is home to the future stars of the NBA. The Charge this weekend have back-to-back home games against the Greensboro Swarm, and on Saturday it is Special Olympics night presented by Cleveland Cliffs. The Charge will partner with Special Olympics and take the court in polar plunge-themed jerseys, with the first 1,500 fans receiving a special Charge blanket. Head out, support the Charge. Tickets are on sale now at clevelandcharge.com. Guys, here's what you missed. And this is the latest update and information on the Cleveland Cavaliers, just under 4 hours away from the trade deadline. The Cavs traded Lonzo Ball and 2 second-round picks to Utah yesterday for nothing back. They got.
I can't believe you're allowed to do that.
Can we call it a trade if they got nothing back? I'm not quite sure, but they traded their final 2 second-round picks. The Cavs do not have a second-round pick to trade until 2033 now, and they can't touch that for the time being. And Lonzo Ball as part of a salary dump. So now, as the Cavs stand, they are currently $3.86 million into the second apron, and I put an asterisk next to that. The reason there's an asterisk is because they opened a roster spot by getting rid of Lonzo Ball that I am very confident will be Naquan Tomlin's roster spot when they convert him from a two-way contract to a standard NBA contract. When that happens, it puts them at $4.6 million over the second apron. So any deals the Cavs make today, they started this whole process about $23 million into the second apron. They are currently down to 3.86, but let's use the 4.5 number. This is also
awful that we have to
just use the 4.5 number because Naquan's going to be converted.
Yeah.
They got this close, Jason. Do you think they're done? And do you think they will settle being just over the second apron? Or if you got this far, you got to finish the deal, right?
Yeah, if you're going to make the trade you made yesterday, then you have to finish it off, and you have to. And I at this point, you either have to trade a player and take back a player who's making less, or you have to probably attach something like Craig Porter Jr.
Right.
Like the one I threw out to you guys yesterday was attach Craig Porter Jr. to Larry Nance because you have no draft picks as sweeteners. So
to get what?
Nothing to get under the apron.
I mean, so why do we care about it?
Because you care about it because if they stay in the apron, their draft pick 7 years out is frozen and they can't trade it or do anything with it. But the reason why I know it sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
But they have no control over their draft picks for the next 5 years. So that's actually an important pick. Now, how much value does it have? GMs today are going to be fired twice between now and 7 years from now.
Yeah, right.
So it is limited in value, but it is important that pick not get frozen when you've come this far.
But isn't it sad? Like, the NBA, in some ways, like, when it comes to transactions, the NBA is probably the most exciting sport. And yet they ruin it with, like, we're making trades just to get up. Like, look at how much time you've spent with it. Nobody can comprehend it. It's boring. Nobody cares. Like, we're starting the show talking about, will they get under the second apron? Like, why?
Apparently,
fans shouldn't want to care about that.
Apparently, Jason would say that fans asked for this because they wanted to get rid of super teams and all of that.
I hear you, but still, like, having to debate like getting under the luxury tax. I mean, it's
I know it's not the most exciting thing. But it explains why they did it.
Right.
And because otherwise, why would you fire your last 2 trade bullets? And it's only second-round picks, but it's something.
Yeah.
Why would you do that when you could just cut Lonzo at the end of the year? He's got non-guaranteed next year, and you accomplish the same thing.
Yeah.
It would save Dan money. But I told you guys last week, Dan is not in the business, or on Monday, I think.
He wants to win.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about saving money.
So if you're going to do this, then you might as well go all the way. You might as well finish this off now and go all the way
But also,
under.
real quick.
Yeah.
And Jason, I need you to explain this because you know this better than me. You could only be a second apron team twice in 5 years, correct?
Well, yeah. So twice in 5 years, and then if it happens a third time, then your pick 7 years out, the pick that had been frozen, falls to 32nd. And that's catastrophe because generally you are not, unless you're the Golden State Warriors, you are not good for 7 years in a row. So that pick is going to be, you're going to be a really bad team. And that's obviously never happened.
All right.
So
that's what we're looking for today. Not for them to get better with a trade, just to avoid losing their pick in 7 years.
No, because in about 10 minutes, I'm going to show you some hypothetical trades I whipped up. And I do think
But have nothing to trade. So what are they supposed to get?
Well, no, what Mike's telling you is you could trade a player, bring back $5 million less, and accomplish what you need to accomplish.
And in a few minutes, I'm going to show you some scenarios where the Cavs
get Giannis, though, right?
I mean, we're not being realistic.
He better have a package with it. Pause. Why did they decline the Jared Allen trade for Vucevic?
How do you know? How do we know that you declined the trade?
I seen the report yesterday that they said that the Cavs declined the Vucevic trade.
It was Vucevic and a first was the alleged report. I'm not sure if it's true or not.
How good is? I don't know anything.
I'll be honest. I didn't even see the report. So the Cavs.
Where's this report from, Mike?
It was from a couple, like Mark Stein reported it.
Okay.
Mark's credible.
Yeah.
Mark's totally
it was from some.
So they would, because I didn't see it. They would have gotten back a first for Jared Allen
and Vucevic.
That's what the trade report said. Now, part of the reason you say no to that is you're now in a championship win now mode, right?
Yeah.
Vucevic plays negative defense. You have James Harden, who also plays negative defense.
Okay, so that's why you did
some
it.
Frontline defense.
But you're putting them up. You're putting them next to the Defensive Player of the Year.
He's not winning Defensive Player of the Year.
He did last. I'm saying he's the reigning Defensive Player.
Yeah, it's a fraudulent title, but
oh wow!
Why is it fraudulent?
Because he only won it because of their stupid rule about having to play a certain amount of games.
Is that true?
No, because Wemby wouldn't have won it even without that rule.
No,
Wemby would not have won it.
Best player.
Yeah, but he missed a ton of time.
How many games did he play last year?
He missed like the last 2 months.
It is worth noting, and Jason, this is something we've talked about before. If the NBA didn't penalize teams for their own players' success, so let's say the next level of Mobley's extension didn't kick in for winning DPOY or second-team All-NBA.
It's so stupid. That part of it is stupid. Yeah.
Either one would have triggered the rise.
Yeah.
The Cavs, with their current roster right now, are under the second apron.
It's because he won Defensive Player of the Year. They're getting punished for it.
Or second-team All-NBA. He would have made it either way.
I don't understand why they did that. 46
games, by the way, Bull.
What's that?
He played 46 games last year. It's basically half the season.
He's not winning Defensive Player of the Year on 46 games. So it's not the rule. Not in that case.
I would have voted for him. It would have helped.
Can you imagine Bull? Can you imagine Bull with an NBA ballot?
It'd be great.
Bull's gonna ask on my fake trades.
I would take it seriously.
Who two of these guys are, and it's gonna be sad.
Hey, there's plenty of guys who vote that just do groupthink. So at least I would take it seriously. I don't know the NBA that well, but if I had an NBA vote, I'd do my real work. You know, there's guys who groupthink and just vote because.
Yeah, there are some.
I mean, there was a 10-year stretch where people voted somebody but LeBron. It was ridiculous.
I voted LeBron every year.
And he should have won
every single year.
And people didn't vote him because they were tired of voting for him, which is ridiculous.
I voted him MVP and Defensive Player of the Year one year in Miami.
What was the last year you stopped voting?
When I left the beat. So 2018.
Was Giannis in the league?
Oh, yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. You didn't vote for him?
No, not MVP. Who did I vote for MVP the last year I had a vote?
Because he was wrong.
Hey, well, Jason,
the most controversial vote I ever had. You know this one?
I can't refresh my memory.
NBA
DPOY,
Finals.
Right?
NBA Finals.
Oh,
2015, the first year back.
You voted for LeBron for MVP?
No, I voted Iguodala for MVP.
Oh, right.
As the Akron Beacon Journal beat writer, I voted Iguodala, and people lost their minds.
He won it that year, right?
Iguodala won it. And I walked in the Cavs locker room, and the voting becomes official instantly.
Yeah, right.
And somebody from LeBron's camp, I won't say who, was like looking at his phone and saw me, and he goes, "Are you kidding me?" Like screaming across the locker room at me.
I mean, they won, though.
No, well, the Warriors won.
Right.
Yeah. But that was...
Is Jerry West the only person that lost and won it?
And that was part of the criteria why I wouldn't vote for him.
How could you be the most valuable player if your team didn't win?
Cavs lost 3 straight in that series. Yeah. They lost 3 straight games. And I remember when the NBA asked me to vote for that, and I was like,
"Oh boy."
I wasn't going to say no, but I really didn't want to do it.
Did LeBron ever say anything to you about it?
No.
He won.
I don't even think he would have cared about it.
You lost. What can you say?
Like my thinking was, if they get it to a Game 7, which Jerry did in that series. If they get it to a Game 7, he has my vote, win or lose, because it's remarkable what he did.
Right.
But they didn't get it to a 7, and they lost 3 straight games in that series.
Can't be the MVP.
And the on-off numbers with Iguodala were like overwhelming. I don't remember what they were now.
So
but that was like the worst vote I ever had to
So
cast.
they do that.
They
like
did the right
as
thing.
soon as the final game is over, you got to cast your vote.
Oh, they hand you the ballots with like 5 minutes left, 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and you got to have a name down as soon as
There's only like 12 voters though, or 9 voters.
Yeah, it's not a
What
lot.
was the final vote? 7-5.
No, I forget what it was. I mean, believe me, this is like to this day.
Yeah.
Warriors fans can't believe that Steph didn't win it. So Warriors fans are angry at me that I didn't vote Steph.
Oh.
Cavs fans are angry that I didn't vote LeBron.
Oh God.
But it was just and
Give me Iguodala.
So to simplify this as much as I can, the reason it's important for the Cavs to get under the second apron, and I know this sounds future out.
Haven't we said this already?
I got a better way. Earl,
Okay.
if you want to clip this right now, this is the most simple way to think about it.
All right.
Why the Cavs, it's imperative that they get under the second apron if they do. If they get under the second apron today, they can trade up to 3 first-round picks this offseason, 2026, 2031, and 2033. If they end the season.
How can they trade 2026?
Because they have a first-round pick to trade.
But didn't they?
It's a swap. It's just a swap with Utah. They still have a first-round pick. So if you let me finish, let me explain why.
Yeah.
They have 3 first-round picks they can trade if they're under the second apron. If they are over the second apron at the end of the season, a.k.a. they don't get under today, they can't trade that 2033 first-round pick. So they only have 2 first-round picks to trade. Also this summer, if they want to go big game hunting for a Giannis or somebody, if it doesn't happen by 3 p.m. today, they can aggregate salaries. They cannot aggregate salaries as a second.
And they're not going to be able to get Giannis now because you're not getting Giannis for just Mobley.
Hey, stop saying
You're not getting
that.
Giannis for
You're
just
too
Mobley.
negative. Keep hope alive.
All right, I hope
I'll
so.
believe that at 3 p.m.
Do you
that
think you can get Giannis without getting for just Mobley?
We got to get rid of Jared Allen, too.
You think so?
I have no idea what's going on with him.
Why would the Cavs not do that?
Well, Giannis don't want to leave.
He wants to leave. Get out of here.
He said Giannis doesn't want to leave,
Oh,
but
baloney.
he wants the Bucks to make things better.
They're not going to make things better. They suck. Jimmy Haslam's their owner. They're not going to get any better. Listen, if the Bucks are willing to trade Giannis straight up for Mobley, the Cavs are idiots if they don't do it. Why is nobody saying anything right now?
I'm with you.
Jason's
I'm with
reading
you.
between the lines. He's saying he thinks they can do it, and the Cavs won't do it.
Let's wait.
I thought they didn't have enough to get him.
Let's wait. I don't think Giannis is coming here. I don't think he's coming here.
If the Cavs don't trade Mobley because they're unwilling, I mean, what else? Why else did they bother talking to the Bucks?
The Cavs get Giannis. I'm buying all the gear. So
I thought they'd have to wait till the offseason and trade some picks with Giannis.
Well, you get an extra pick if you get under the second apron today to make that deal.
I mean, but you guys are making me think it's the Cavs that are saying no to a Giannis for Mobley deal, which would be freaking nuts.
I agree with you.
Are we serious here?
I'm with you.
How old is Giannis?
31.
How many great years do you think he's got left?
10.
No, stop it.
Great, like top
how
5
old is
player in the
LeBron?
league. Does he got 3
10.
left?
3 or 4, yeah.
Nah, he got more than 3.
When's he a free agent? After when?
He has this season and next.
Who cares? Let's go. 2 years. You win a championship with Giannis. You trade Mobley for Giannis, and you go for it this year. And then you sign LeBron if you don't win, and you either way, you sign LeBron. Bring him back for his retirement tour. The Cavs will win a championship in the next 2 years. They're old as hell. Maybe they collapse in the playoffs because they're too old and get injured. But come on, Donovan, Harden, Giannis, LeBron, and our boy Jalen Tyson.
Jared Allen.
Forget Jared Allen. He sucks.
In that case, he's sticking around.
All right, maybe he's sticking around. Guys, if they don't trade, if they don't get Giannis because they don't want to trade Mobley, that's crazy. That's crazy. I bet you some of our fans wouldn't want to do that either.
Isn't Giannis
Put a poll up.
Isn't Giannis everything that they expect Mobley to eventually become?
There's no way Mobley's going to become Giannis. Zero chance.
With a more better jumper. As far as Mobley.
Mobley does have a better jump shot than Giannis.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mobley's jump shot sucks. Let's go.
Still better than Giannis's.
Giannis does everything else better.
I'm not arguing that.
By a lot.
Once again, not arguing.
When did Giannis become great? What is it, year 3? 4?
No.
I think it was
when he was born.
Mike, what year was it? It was certainly before now.
When he was
Giannis
born.
became a superstar Giannis.
Yeah. Year 3, 4.
His fourth season became
Okay.
superstar Giannis.
This is already what, 5 for Mobley?
This is fifth season, correct?
Okay, he's not becoming Giannis. We all know that. Let's stop pretending that there's any chance. He's not even going to become Chris Bosh.
Giannis became a superstar in '94.
You're out of your mind. Your obsession with him is weird. It's weird.
It kind of is.
Right? It's weird.
It's odd.